What's up, y'all? It's another weekly recap. I just want to go over the trades I did take this week, but on top of that too, I also want to go over the indicators I use while trading. I feel like these three indicators are very useful when trading the power of three strategy here. As you guys do know, last week I didn't end up trading because of that losing streak, so I did take a week off trading, but this week came back. A few break, actually this whole week is break even. We actually only lost like 200 something this week, so the trades were good, but we didn't follow it through, which we should be doing. But anyways, let's get straight to it. These are the three indicators I do use while trading the PO3. Honestly, all my indicators don't predict price action. I don't like indicators that show me where price is supposedly going, because let's be honest, no one knows. We're playing a probability game at the end of the day. We don't know where price is going, so I don't use any indicators that show me, oh, there's a trend line, this and the third. No, the indicators I use help me spot things like fair value gaps, where the market high was, or understand the higher time frame, because the higher time frame is very important for the PO3. This, we work on 4 hours, so this is showing me the higher time frame 4 hour moves or candle. So right there is a 4 hour candle right there, and I'll show you that. The PO3, here it is, the PO3. This is the first this is the first indicator I do use. It shows me the higher time frame for the 4 hour here, which is very important, because for the PO3, especially for what we're working with, you need to know what is going on with the higher time frame, because that's how you understand the strategy. Open high low close, or open low high close. You need to understand what's going on with the higher time frame. So with that, we have again the PO3 time frame set to 4 hours, offset 16, so that's just the distance it moves between here. Color that as much as you want. I turned all this off, and yeah, that's how this first one does look here. Second one, imbalance finder. So the imbalance finder is pretty much a fair value gaps. So this, if we turn it off, you don't really see the fair value gaps. You can, obviously, like, I can just tell that this is a fair value gap, but it's easier to have that boost, that quick reaction, especially when you're working with the 1 minute. You need to see things fast. So having this imbalance on, show me, okay, there's a bullish fair value gap there, there's a bullish there, there's a bearish there, going on the higher time frame and seeing, okay, bullish, bearish. It makes it quick, so I can just get my fair value gaps there. Understand, okay, this tapped into the zone, is rejecting, or might actually push down. Since the market is closed, it is a Saturday right now as I'm recording this video. And then the highs and lows of the market, pretty much session liquidity. So the New York open high, New York, the New York highs and New York lows, London highs, London lows. You see, it just helps me see where the highs and lows of the market are. These are the settings I do have for this. You can pause it, take a picture, and just copy this. Same with this. I'm just gonna pause it, just take a screenshot. There you go. But most times I have this off. The only time I turn it on is when I'm about to go into a trade. I want to see where the highs or lows are, or in the start of the day, just to see, okay, this is where the highs are for the London, and just to, just to understand where price action might be going to. Besides that, let's just get straight into the trades I did take this week. So yeah, on Tuesday we did take that trade there. This was a beautiful trade. The thing is, I actually entered late, and I put my stop loss a little too early, actually too early, and because of that I ended up getting stopped out here, and then it just pretty much left me for the day. But the way this trade went, we had a 15-minute fair value gap open up, waited for that higher time frame to be tapped into. Nasdaq did tap into that higher time frame, and then after that, there was SMT. As you can see, it did close under this fair value gap here, which this one did not. That 1 minute fair value gap there. It swept liquidity, as you can see, swept the recent liquidity, and now we're just waiting for a closure above the change of state of delivery. So the down close candles that swept liquidity, which was this one. These ones swept liquidity. Why is it not this one? Because this down close candle did not sweep liquidity. I mean, you can kind of say it did, You can, nah, you can't, nah, you can't say, nah, you can't say that. If you did enter here, um, I wouldn't say it was an A plus setup, but here definitely we waited for that closure, entered the trade here, or I think it was about like at literally at the top, entered the trade right here, and as you can see, change the state of delivery, A plus setup here, little to no drawdown. The only thing is because of that FOMO, not FOMO, because of that fear of loss, which I gotta fix. I set my my break even a little too early. I should have waited until it actually closed above some type of resistance. Um, let's see here. Maybe even like a 101. If it closed over here, I should have, went for a break even then. But I think I did a little too early there. Trade did end up going successful, so I was kind of happy for that because it did mean that I actually was able to analyze the chart and see a proper setup take place. And then for the second trade this week, I guess it was two trades. I don't know what that other one was. My bad for that. There was two trades. This one, oh my God, on Friday, I was hurt from this trade only because I did end up missing the change in state delivery because I did not notice this breaker block here on the 15-minute. There was a breaker block. I didn't notice this breaker block, and that the fact that the NASDAQ actually did tap into that breaker block. Either way, SMT was on the higher time frame for this one. Let me make sure this is also here too. As you can see, it swept the highs but did not here. I believe this also was news. Yeah, that was definitely news. If you're trading that, I don't know what to say, man. But there was a higher time frame SMT, also SMT here too as well, as it did close above that recent high. Besides that, waited for the change of state of delivery, which would have been right here. This is a high change of state of delivery. It would have been right here, only because this was the candle that did sweep the recent highs. You would have set your first take profit to, of course, the recent lows, which would have been right here. That would have been the first take profit, and TP2 definitely would have been all the way down here to these recent lows. So the draw of liquidity is where you would have put the second TP. Again, I didn't end up taking this trade. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad I didn't take that trade. Oh, there also was a trade on Wednesday. This is what this trade was. This trade was on the higher time frame. I just remembered. That's why I was looking at this. Is like, what was this? But I remember now. You can do the PO3 on the higher time frame. So we were looking actually literally at the 4 hours. So on the 4 hour, there was a 4 hour candle, as you can see right here. So this 4 hour candle was being tapped into, and you can see it was every time it was tapped into, rejected. So with this 4 hour candle, we were pretty much looking at the 15-minute right here. It happened at 2. So honestly, if you were awake at 2 a.m., you could have put your change of state of delivery here and take this trade. But the thing is, I'm not awake at 2. I do this PO3 every day at 8, right? So we waited for a re-entry with the order block, and let's see here. Pretty much, I should have put the sell side or the stop loss all the way down here, but I was looking for the lowest straw, which was over here at the time. I don't know why I did that. I got stopped out, lost like 200 something. It's okay, it happens. Didn't go for re-entry because I ended up leaving the house right after this trade. I was like, it is what it is. I come back, left me. Beautiful exit, bro. This would have been a beautiful trade. Oh my God, all that losing streak that I was going through would have been gone just from this trade alone. This one trade. So things do happen, but it is what it is. Either way, this is the weekly breakdown for this week. Short video. And then on top of that too, I also wanted to show you guys the indicators I do use. So hopefully you guys did find some value from this video. If you didn't, you know, go ahead and dislike. If you did, go ahead and like the video. I'm gonna see you on the next one.